Hey guys, my name is Jamie Blanco and I'm the author of a book called Hope for the Hopeless: How One Man Fought the World's Deadliest Brain Cancer on His Terms and Won. And it's the story of my father's fight with a glioblastoma multiforme grade 4. This is the same brain tumor that took the lives of Ted Kennedy, Beau Biden, and John McCain. I am a stay-at-home mom and I am also a award-winning radio news producer. I'm an actress. I'm a podcast host. I keep myself busy. And now I am a published author, and I wanted to share with you guys my father's extraordinary story in the time that I have at home, which is not a lot of time. So while I do the dishes, I'm going to tell you about Hope for the Hopeless. If only there were hope for my sink. Oh, don't look. So my father was 36 years old, the same age that I am now, a healthcare worker, working in Miami with 3 young children, when he was driving a van on the way to work one night and suffered a grand mal seizure behind the wheel of his van. And now this is probably miracle number 1, that he didn't crash directly into the oncoming traffic that was coming towards him, but despite having a seizure, gently rolled into the front yard of a little old woman and crashed into her statue, her giant statue of Buddha. So right there, miracle number 1. Now, upon arrival at the hospital, they discovered a massive tumor in his brain and got the worst possible diagnosis, the glioblastoma multiforme grade 4. He was given less than 4 months to live and told to go home. That's it. Get your affairs in order. There's nothing else that we can do. And anyone who knew my dad knew that he was not the kind of guy to just lay down and die, all right? He was a rough and tumble, from the streets, New Jersey guy. No one was going to tell him what to do. These kids are the same way. They don't want anyone to tell them what to do. And unfortunately, he had a not so great interaction with one of his oncologists. So my father went to try to get more information. They told him, do chemo, do radiation, we need to start immediately. And, you know, my father's first question is this going to help me? Is this going to save my life? Is this going to do anything for me? And, you know, the doctors are like, no, there's nothing that we can do for you, but this might give you a few weeks longer of life. And that didn't sound like a very good solution to my father. He's like, well, before I do this, can I talk to other patients? Can I go visit the cancer center? Can I ask people how, with my diagnosis, how this has helped them? And the doctor said, absolutely not. No way. There's, no way in heck. He got very, upset. And my father jokingly asked, well, why can't I talk to them? Are they all dead? And deadpan, the doctor says, yes, they are all dead. So that makes my father's decision very easy. And being the man that he was, he's like, you know what? This is not a death sentence. He did not accept this as a death sentence. And instead, he decided that this was his mission in life. He was a very deep believer in God. He had this great spirituality and this very deep faith. And he's like, this is the mission that I have been sent here for. And not only am I going to live, I'm going to live long enough to prove all of these doctors wrong. And that is exactly what he did. So my father, who had a terrible diet and had never eaten a carrot in his life, honestly, had never eaten a carrot in his life, started to educate himself about natural medicine, holistic eating, nutrition, you name it, he tried it. He did meditation, visualization, hypnosis, and he managed to get a hold of a great naturopathic oncologist, Dr. Dante Ruscio in New Jersey, who helped guide him on his journey. And he started reading incredible books. He found a book called Sharks Don't Get Cancer. While controversial, he did credit shark cartilage as one of the main supplements that he felt helped him the most. And as a journalist, all of these years later, I have gone and I've researched all of the factors that he believed and that I believe led to his longevity. And I've put it all together in this book, Hope for the Hopeless, along with great resources, the latest cancer research and clinical trials. It's packed with fantastic interviews with naturopathic oncologists, with nutritionists, with health coaches, inspirational speakers, and spiritualists. Everything in here can help someone who is facing a health crisis right now. So instead of dying, my father kept living. And despite fighting one of the world's deadliest brain cancers, he became the most healthy he had ever been in his life up to that point. And the doctors couldn't explain why he was alive. Everyone said, this is a miracle. That was the word that they used universally. And when I started doing my research as well, that was the word that was used universally. It's a miracle. But the point that my father tries to make in this book is, why does it have to be a miracle? Why is it a miracle? Why does it have to be a one-off thing? You know, why weren't the doctors beating down his door to figure out what it was that he was doing to keep this incredibly invasive, fast-spreading, difficult-to-treat cancer at bay? So those 3 months that he was given to live turned into 8 years. 8 years! That is not to say that he was cured. Something about what he was doing for himself was slowing the progression of this disease, so that these tumors that normally recur within weeks were not recurring for years at a time. So he didn't have his first recurrence of this tumor for 3 years after his initial surgery, instead of the 3 weeks and the 3 months that he was given to live. He started to write all of these things down. And my father also most likely was suffering from dyslexia. He had a lot of trouble reading and writing. But regardless, he plugged away day after day trying to write down everything that he was doing, and including all of the research that he did on the early internet, because it was 1995 when he got sick and there was hardly any kind of way to access that kind of information. So, I mean, he was reading books, he was going to speaking events and meeting with authors and nutritionists, and a nice little old lady who taught him how to use a juicer. But like, he was trying to make those physical in-person connections and then write it all down. Unfortunately, at the time of his death, because he did eventually pass from this disease in 2003, after 8 incredible years with no chemo, no radiation, and only natural and holistic treatment, and his deep faith in God, he did eventually pass. And at the time, we didn't know what to do with everything that he had written down. I was 17. I was helping my mom, with my 2 younger brothers and trying to go to college and trying to survive. But it wasn't until about 15 years after his passing that my mother found the book that he had written. This is what she found. This giant leather-bound, water-damaged portfolio case, and inside, pardon the mess in the background, were hundreds of pages of his original writing for Hope for the Hopeless. And there was no digital copy, folks. It was just this. So I took hundreds of pages of paper to Kinko's. I had it all scanned into the computer, and with the help of my amazing husband, who is great with Microsoft Word and Suite and all of that, because I'm not, we got it into a document that was editable, and I've been working on it ever since. I've been working on it for the last 5.5 years, and it is now published and ready for the world to read, honoring my father's work and memory in the way that he always hoped that it would be, so that he could offer that hope, his own hope and inspiration, to other people, so that they can learn more about his extraordinary, self-treatment and survival, and hopefully that can help other people as well. And like I said, Hope for the Hopeless is packed with the latest research, interviews that can help anyone who's facing a health crisis right now. It's a narrative, but it's also, packed with information. And, you know, that is the ultimate goal as the baby runs by. That is the ultimate goal, is to help someone who is on the brink, someone who's been told that there is no hope for their survival, or to help prevent disease. There's something for everyone in this book. So, or someone who is a caregiver. I talk about my caregiving journey as being the child of parents. Hold on. It was just a little trip. See you next fall. She's okay, folks. I've also put together a cancer resource of recommended reading, helpful websites, both mainstream, holistic, naturopathic, you name it. I've put that together in the back of the book, and it is available for free on my website, hopeforthehopelessbook.com, and it is always being updated, so because they won't let me reprint these ad nauseum. You can find that cancer resource that I've compiled and am constantly updated for free on hopeforthehopelessbook.com. So the goal is honoring my father's memory, helping those who are in the fight right now. If this sounds like something that you can get some inspiration, some direction, some hope, either for yourself or a loved one who might be suffering or going through a health crisis right now, please recommend it to them. Hope for the Hopeless, how one man fought the world's deadliest brain cancer on his terms and won. I am so thankful to be able to be here and share my father's story, and I am wishing all of you the best. I am praying for your healing and your health and your happiness. Don't stop fighting. You are your own best self-advocate. You are the head of the team. You can do it. I believe in you, and I hope that this book will provide you the tools to be able to overcome your crisis and to find that power within yourself to transform your reality and find healing. God bless, Godspeed. Even if God's not your bag, you've got this. You hurt your butt? Okay, I'm coming.